Sakura faces everywhere! What's up everyone? This is K Collections and the Fate Extra event is close by, but there's still plenty of time to save a few more Saint Courts or put in that overtime at work so you can fail at summoning for your digital waifus. Melt is the first 5-star alter ego servant. I'll break down her stats, skill, CE recommendations, some team builds, and my overall opinion on how good she is. If you did not know, alter egos are effective against foreigners and cavalry units, but deal resist damage against the knight classes. On the other hand, they receive neutral damage from all classes except berserkers, which is still effective, and foreigners, which deals resist damage. There is not going to be a lot of alter egos this year, but in JP, Melt has the 3rd highest attack out of 7 servants. Out of all 5 stars, she's towards the middle, just below Mordred. Her HP stats is towards the middle as well, which is actually the same amount as Cleo. Everything else is pretty standard, average star weight, star gen, damage modifier, but her NP gains are great. Melt is a quick focus servant with good star gen and amazing NP gains. A Buster Quick will give you just over 20 stars, and Arts Quick will give you around 20 stars as well, and charge about 45 to 55% NP. If you deal crit damage with all attacks, you can potentially charge around 70% NP, which is insane. Active skills are great. Don't let the demerits make you think otherwise. It just takes a bit of proper timing to use. Her defense debuff from the 2nd skill can hurt her, but that's why she has a 2-hit evasion to offset the demerit a bit. Unless she gets bullied, of course. The instant stars will help. Don't worry about saving it. Use the skill as soon as you can to start the cooldown process. Now, Meltryllis is kind of like Ishtar's attack buff where you'll gain the boost on your next turn, so it takes proper timing. Obviously, you don't want to use your other NP attacks since this skill decreases all NP damage but hers. Post strengthening, it's a lot better. There's no turn delay and Melt can potentially use back-to-back NP attacks, so the NP buff lasting 2 turns is great. This will obviously affect your NP chains however, but again, just wait till the demerit passes before using other servants' NP. Passives are great as well. It really reinforces her role as a self-sufficient crit servant thanks to the quick and crit boost. Her Noble Phantasm is a single target that will remove buffs after the damage, so it's great against guts but won't work against dodge abilities. Her 3-turn quick buffs applies after the damage as well, which kinda sucks. If you perform an NP quick Brave chain, she will gain about 35 to 40% NP charge. That's without crit damage. You'll also generate around 40 to 50 crit stars, giving most if not all your attacks 100% crit rate next turn. CE recommendations, Holy Knight Sign or Dumplings are the best equipments for her. You want to boost her quick, but since she can also spam her NP and crit frequently, a boost in either one will make her shine in battle. Now, if you want to start the NP spamming process early, Marines will help. You can obtain sometime in summer during the event. It's the same effect as Dumplings over Flowers except with lower percentage in favor of having starting NP. Again, Melt's main strength is her NP attack and dealing crit damage, making Holy Knight Summer one of the best CEs for her. If you're more focused on her crit roll, the recent CE Fortress of the Sun will make her generate more stars for her to deal more crit damage. Team builds! You want another damage dealer who can generate significant amount of stars and a support servant who can buff crit rolls. This team excels in generating consistent stars every turn through attacks. Most impressively is that all servants can give you instant stars without attacking. Only Melt can survive NP attacks, and Dantes won't have priority over the star since his star weight is slow. But because Anderson and Dantes have low star weights, Melt will absorb most of the stars. So you're probably wondering why Dantes over other quick servants like Jack, Okita, or Hassan. They can work, but the reason why is because his AoE NP attack clear waves and can deal with any enemies from the 3 knight classes, something Melt isn't effective in. Dantes can generate stars for your team. Like I mentioned before, his star weight is low, giving most priority to Melt. You can generate 15 to 35 stars instantly for use when combining their skills, more if you use Anderson's skill on the previous turn. Anderson provides the typical attack, defense, and healing support. What makes him vital for this team is the crit damage and potential star gen boost he provides. Obviously, the more stars Melt and Dantes generates, the higher chance to crit. The more you crit, NP gauge fills faster. Anderson can also provide some stars for a few turns. Also, he offers a significant amount of arts to use. Using it first will give a bonus NP gain on your other servants' attacks. This team focuses strictly on supporting Melt. With Waver, he allows her to NP spam. The main strength would be the crit damage buffs Melt will receive from the 2 servants. Now, because Melt and Caesar have the same star weight, her gather rate will be affected, which is a major weakness seeing how she is your main damage dealer. There is also a lack of offensive AoE NPs, making clearing waves of enemies a hassle. So it's no secret by now that Waver is an amazing support. Specifically why he's so great with Melt is that he covers most of her weaknesses. The defense buff he provides will offset her defense demerit, his NP doesn't deal damage, so her NP down demerit won't affect him, meaning you can chain their NPs together. By doing so, Waver will lower enemies' defense and increase her quick buff overcharge. You're typically going to fall short on NP charge after using her Noble Phantasm, in which case Waver can charge Melt's NP gauge, so she can use back-to-back NP attacks. Now, Caesar is a great support for Melt because he enhances her strengths. A boost in crit damage, NP damage, and overall attack is everything Melt needs offensively. He can also increase her star gen, and Caesar himself can perform quick chains with Melt, providing you with more stars to use. I said this before, but Caesar will interfere with her star absorption. Melt doesn't have any star gathering skill, making her less consistent in dealing crit damage. My final thoughts on Melt. If you're familiar with Okita's or Jack the Ripper's playstyle, then I would say Melt is similar to them. They are self-sufficient servants who can generate a shit ton of stars in order to deal a shit ton of crit damage, so they can perform a shit ton of NP attacks. She has excellent NP gains and good star gens. She deals effective damage to 5 different classes, making her reliable in many challenge quests. Melt's 2-hit evasion gives her good survivability, and as a bonus, she can lower enemies' NP strength, but don't rely on that. Her NP can remove buffs, and being an NP spammer, this makes the removal reliable, a great utility to have on harder quests. For weaknesses, Melt's resist damage towards the Knight classes makes her less desirable on mixed class quests. On the plus side, she receives neutral damage against them, even against assassins, riders, and casters, which leads to another problem. Melt will rarely take resist damage, hurting her survivability a bit. Her main problem are her demerits. It's not that bad, but a decrease in defense will hurt her. The team NP demerit makes chaining offensive NPs difficult, and before her strengthening quest, the timing for her NP buff is tricky. Overall, yes, Melt does have some weaknesses mentioned, but she's still a damn good servant. She does require proper support to fully leverage her strengths and to cover some weaknesses. Also, her third skill rank up quest won't be out for a while, next year I believe, just in time for Scotty. And that's when Melt truly shines. Special thanks to all my patrons for supporting me. If you want to support my channel, check out my Patreon. Who is your favorite alter ego? Mine would be Kiara. All my Saint Quartz are going towards her banner for obvious reasons. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more FGO content. Follow my Twitter, Instagram, and join my Discord server. All links are in the description. Have an awesome day, everyone. Good luck on your summons. Till next time.